the evolution of consciousness. All life here is a stage or a circumstance in an unfolding progressive evolution of a spirit that has involved itself in matter and is laboring to manifest itself in that reluctant substance. This is the whole secret of earthly existence. But the key of that secret is not to be found in life itself or in the body. Its hieroglyph is not in embryo or organism, for these are only a physical means or base. The one significant mystery of this universe is the appearance and growth of consciousness in the vast mutant intelligence of matter. The escape of consciousness out of an apparent initial inconscience, but it was there all the time masked and latent, for the inconscience of matter is itself only a hooded consciousness, its struggle to find itself, its reaching out to its own inherent completeness, perfection, joy, light, strength, mastery, harmony, freedom. This is the prolonged miracle and yet the natural and all-explaining phenomenon of which we are at once the observers and the part, instrument and vehicle. A consciousness, a being, a power, a joy was here from the beginning darkly imprisoned in this apparent denial of itself, this original night, this obscurity and essence of material nature. That which is and was forever, free, perfect, eternal and infinite, that which all is, that which we call God, Brahman, Spirit, has here shut itself up in its own self-created opposite. The omniscient has plunged itself into nescience, the all-conscious into inconscience, the all-wise into perpetual ignorance. The omnipotent has formulated itself in a vast cosmic self-driven inertia that by disintegration creates. The infinite is self-expressed here in a boundless fragmentation. The all-blissful has put on a huge insensibility out of which it struggles by pain and hunger and desire and sorrow. Elsewhere the divine is. Here in physical life, in this obscure material world, it would seem almost as if the divine is not but is only becoming. This gradual becoming of the divine out of its own phenomenal opposites is the meaning and purpose of the terrestrial evolution. Evolution in its essence is not the development of a more and more organized body or a more and more efficient life. These are only its machinery and outward circumstance. Evolution is the strife of a consciousness somnambulized in matter to wake and be free and find and possess itself and all its possibilities to the very utmost and widest, to the very last and highest. Evolution is the emancipation of a self-revealing soul secret in form and force, the slow becoming of a Godhead, the growth of a spirit. In this evolution mental man is not the goal and end, the completing value, the highest last significance. He is too small and imperfect to be the crown of all this travail of nature. Man is not final, but a middle term only, a transitional being, an instrumental intermediate creature. This character of evolution and this mediary position of man are not at first apparent. For to the outward eye it would seem as if evolution, the physical evolution at least, were finished long ago, leaving man behind as its poor best result, and no new beings or superior creations were to be expected any longer. But this appears to us only so long as we look at forms and outsides only and not at the inner significances of the whole process. Matter, body, life even are the first terms necessary for the work that had to be done. New living forms may no longer be appearing freely, but this is because it is not, or at least it is not primarily, new living forms that the force of evolution is now busied with evolving, but new powers of consciousness. When nature, the divine power, had formed a body erect and empowered to think, to devise, to inquire into itself and things and work consciously both on things and self, she had what she wanted for her secret aim. Relegating all else to the sphere of secondary movements, she turned toward that long-hidden aim her main highest forces. For all till then was a long strenuously slow preparation. But throughout it the development of consciousness, in which the appearance of man was the crucial turning point, had been kept wrapped within her as her ultimate business and true purpose. This slow preparation of nature covered immense eons of time and infinities of space in which they appeared to be her only business. The real business strikes on our view at least when we look with the outward eye of reason, as if it came only as a fortuitous accident, in or near the end, for a span of time and in a speck and hardly noticeable corner of one of the smallest provinces of a possibly minor universe among these many boundless finites, these countless universes. If it were so, we could still reply that time and space matter not to the infinite and eternal. It is not a waste of labor for that as it would be for our brief death-driven existences to work for trillions of years in order to flower only for a moment. But that paradox too is only an appearance, for the history of the single Earth is not all the story of evolution. Other Earths there are even now elsewhere, and even here many Earth cycles came before us, and many are those that will come hereafter. Nature labored for innumerable millions of years to create a material universe of flaming suns and systems. For a lesser but still interminable series of millions she stooped to make this Earth a habitable planet. For all that incalculable time she was or seemed busy only with the evolution of matter. Life and mind were kept secret in an apparent non-existence. But the time came when life could manifest, a vibration in the metal, a growing and seeking, a drawing in and a feeling outward in the plant, an instinctive force and sense, a nexus of joy and pain and hunger and emotion and fear and struggle in the animal, a first organized consciousness, the beginning of the long-planned miracle. Thenceforward she was busy no more exclusively with matter for its own sake, but most with palpitant plasmic matter useful for the expression of life. The evolution of life was now her one intent purpose. And slowly too mind manifested in life, an intensely feeling, a crude thinking and planning vital mind in the animal, but in man the full organization and apparatus, the developing if yet imperfect mental being, the manu, the thinking, devising, aspiring, already self-conscient creature. And from that time onward the growth of mind rather than any radical change of life became her shining preoccupation, her wonderful wager. Body appeared to evolve no more. Life itself evolved little or only so much in its cycles as would serve to express mind heightening and widening itself in the living body. An unseen internal evolution was now nature's great passion and purpose. And if mind were all that consciousness could achieve, if mind were the secret Godhead, if there were nothing higher, larger, no more miraculous ranges, man could be left to fulfill mind and complete his own being, and there would or need be nothing here beyond him, carrying consciousness to its summits, extending it to its unwelled vastnesses, plunging with it into depths unfathomable. He would by perfecting himself consummate nature. Evolution would end in a man-God, crown of the earthly cycles. But mind is not all. For beyond mind is a greater consciousness. There is a supermind in spirit. As nature labored in the animal, the vital being, till she could manifest out of him man, the manu, the thinker, so she is laboring in man, the mental being, till she can manifest out of him a spiritual and supramental Godhead, the truth conscious seer, the knower by identity, the embodied transcendental and universal in the individual nature. From the clot and metal to the plant, from the plant to the animal, from the animal to man, so much has she completed of her journey. A huge stretch or a stupendous leap still remains before her. As from matter to life, from life to mind, so now she must pass from mind to supermind, from man to superman. This is the gulf that she has to bridge, the supreme miracle that she has to perform before she can rest from her struggle and discontent and stand in the radiance of that supreme consciousness, glorified, transmuted, satisfied with her labor. The subhuman was once here supreme in her, the human replacing it walks now in the front of time, but still, aim and goal of the future there waits the supramental, the superman, an unborn glory yet unachieved before her,